Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Lane is being transported to a federal prison in Colorado. Look like he will not be serving his time with uh, Tao and Alexander King. So he is going to be serving his sentence out. His former police officer, Thomas Lane, who was sentenced last month to 2.5 years in prison for violating George Floyd's civil rights, have been ordered to report to Federal Correctional Institute. And this is in Inglewood, Colorado, ladies and gentlemen. So that's where he will be going as of August 30th. This is according to the judgment ordered because his attorney was able to work out a deal for him. That's why this is happening. So, U.S. District Judge Paul Magnuson had recommended the Bureau of Prisons that Lane serve his sentence at federal prison camp Duluth, a minimum security federal prison camp. And so this is where he is going to be moved. They said there's roughly 1,000 inmates at this facility, so it's minimum. So chances are he may be in a room where the doors are not locked around the clock. So, Club Fed. So, this is right outside of Denver, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So, Lane, along with former officers Tu Tao and J. Alexander King, were convicted in federal court in February for violating George Floyd's civil rights. Tao and King are found guilty of additional federal charges for failing to intervene to stop Derek Chauvin. Lane also pled guilty to aiding and abetting second degree manslaughter earlier this year. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison's office and defense attorneys jointly recommended that the court sentence of 36 months, which I think they should have gotten more because George Floyd did not survive. He was straight out murdered, lynched publicly. So Lane is to be scheduled for sentencing September 21st on state charge, according to the court. As part of the plea deal, Lane's sentence will run concurrent with his federal sentence. This is according to his attorney, Earl Gray. Well, it must be nice that he's going to be in Club Fed, but, ladies and gentlemen, I think this sentence was too light. He should have been in there longer. 36 months? Nah, it's not long enough. So earlier this month, King was sentenced to 3 years in prison, and Tao was sentenced to 3.5 years for their federal convictions. They also face a state trial set to begin in October on charges of aiding and abetting, second degree unintentional murder, and aiding and abetting second degree manslaughter in Floyd's death. They have pled not guilty. CNN reached out to Gray for comment. So we'll see what they get in October. But on these federal charges, I think they went way too light. I mean, 3.5 years is the longest. And that's the Asian cop that got the longest sentence on the federal charges. But nevertheless, y'all, it's just amazing the deals these folks can work out. And they straight out took part in murdering someone, taking their life over what? Some counterfeit $20 bill that nobody to this very day has seen. And there, you notice in Derek Chauvin's case, they never brought up that counterfeit $20 bill, and they have never brought it up in these officers' cases either. So, they don't want to admit it, but that bill was not counterfeit, y'all. Because if it was, they would be shouting it from the rooftop. You know how vain these folks are. They're not about to hide something like that. If they really had the proof behind that $20 bill, they would not be hiding it. And we know at this point, being that it's not being brought up in anybody's trial, it could not have been fake. But y'all, please tell me what you think. So Thomas Lane is going to be headed to Colorado, to federal prison, to finish out his time. 2.5 years. 2.5 years. And you took George Floyd's life forever. Okay, but he gets 2.5 years. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this sentence. You can tell me how you feel. I don't think 2.5 years is good enough. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.